Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Irish Column for Sunday, the 4th of February, St. Bridget's Day. Welcome, everyone. I'm lagging a bit there. I can see myself lagging. I'm just waiting for Orla to come in there. My name is Paul Fitzsimons, and I'll be joined by Orla in the next couple of minutes. Let's just have a look at the comments there. Hi there, Paul. Hi, lads. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. Yeah, how things. Share this out there. Yeah, share it there everywhere. Please do. Hello, we're back again. Yes, we are. Hello, Paul. Hello, how are you? Happy St. Bridget's Day. Yeah, happy St. Bridget's Day to everybody. Yeah, fair play to anybody who went out today for Bridget's Day. And evening, Paul, and everyone. Good evening. I'm just going to bring Orla up there now. Just bear with me. Hello, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
I'm good. Are we getting any echoes or anything tonight? Or I'm not hearing it because I have you on the speakers here. So, yeah.
Sure, it was okay the other night.
Yeah. Good evening from Manchester. Good evening, Michael John. How are you? How are you, Brian? How's things? How's things, mate? Yeah, how are you, Galloway? Trish? Yeah, how's everyone? Yeah, I'm just gonna put this up here. You get us there. There's where you get us. Watch us live on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph27. Not Dealer Heron. It is Gale Force Media now, YouTube, and the Irish Column YouTube, and there, Gale Force Media, and there you go. That's where you get us live on Gale Force Media. You get us on Facebook at Paul Fitzsimons. Oh, yeah. It's been an eventful couple of days, hasn't it? To be honest with you. Did you heard about what you call him's mother running in the by-election? Harvey's mother.
No.
Yes, for Sinn Féin. She has came out and she's running for Sinn Féin, yeah. Hey, listen, anyone can run, can't they? Let's be honest.
What did you say?
Anyone can run, you know. I mean, it's a by-election. If people are going to vote for you, they're going to vote for you. It'll take an awful lot of votes off an awful lot of people, but hey, listen.
No, I didn't hear that. As I said, I haven't.
Sinn Féin have sort of played a blinder on this one, I have to say. You know what I mean? Fair play to Mary Lou, like, you know what I mean? She's pulled the rabbit out of her hat there on this one.
But we, like, the time of the protest and all that, Harry's mother was over with Mary Lou.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah.
So I'm not, it's not a huge surprise. Look, I don't spend an awful lot of time on X unless I need a bit of news. That's about it. As I said, he'd go on X.
It's definitely not a surprise to me. It wasn't a surprise to me.
No. It was a bit of a surprise that she's running, but as in that she's with Sinn Féin now.
Yeah, but I think she was a big shinner before because wasn't the videos going around about her. Do you remember that around the time that Harvey died? And she was getting the limelight. There was an awful lot of videos going around about her that she was a shinner and everything else, like, you know what I mean? So, like, people kind of knew, you know what I mean? But listen, Mary Lou was out there pulling the rabbit out of the hat, as they said. So, fair play to her, like, you know? Yeah. Let's go through the comments there. Hang on. Trisha, 1, 2, 3. Hope you're well, Chris. Yes. Anthony had a great chat with Gentle Poetry. Yeah, it was very good, wasn't it? It was a great interview, yeah. Hello, commiserations for Annie Kerryman in live chat. Evening, Orla. Reading is fundamental. The library is always open. Read them for filth. Yeah, I know. I think I had it last week, so I said I'd leave it. It looks good. You know what I mean? You think I'm in the. Do you like your Paris Saint-Germain jersey? I was on with Niall McConnell here one night, and I wore this a year and a half ago. Yeah, you're wearing the Rangers jersey. I said, no, I'm not. I said, he got all freaked. He thought it was a Rangers jersey I was wearing. So, yeah, Sharia Féin. Yeah, exactly. Like, I know loads of people who have just walked away and...
Look, we all know what Sinn Féin stand for, so, like, we don't need to say anything more on that.
Some Féin only out for themselves. Exactly. Now you have it. But, there's going to be a couple of things. I remember that, Paul. Yeah, do you remember that, Chris? Yeah, you got to be a tick over the jersey, all right. Paul, you are looking gorgeous as always. Thank you very much, Michael John. Paul looks a lot of dirty books there.
He looks.
God bless your eyesight. I despise Scum Féin. I fucking hate them. Shower treacherous turncoat bastards. I agree with you 100%. And I fell out with family members and everything over this. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to give, if the girls that are in that loan on the gargle are watching, girls, have a gargle on me, okay? You deserve it. Fair play. So that's just the girls in that loan. I'll talk to you later about that, Orla. It's just I said I'd throw it out there just in case they want to do a screen capture and record it, like, you know. So big up to the girls in that loan. Nice. I have Mary Lou fatigue. Yes. Republic is in the threat. Yeah, we are. Of course we are. Like,
well, when you see Mary Lou up in the Dáil reading from the Quran, there is not really that and wearing a hijab. There really is not anything more needs to be said.
Yeah. But listen, it's coming in all around the world. It's we talk about the Muslims now. It's just it's soul destroying. What I want to talk about, I'm going to play Gavin Pepper from a couple of days ago. He's talking about second-class citizens, okay? And if you listen to him here, I'm going to be honest, I think me and him were the only two that spoke about this, that the nurses should have apartments and houses built for them. I've been saying that since day one. So has he. And the two of us have always said it. And I haven't heard any of the others talking about this, you know what I mean? But it should be, housing should be a priority for our nurses and doctors. I think so, around these hospitals, you know. Do you remember years ago, like Mountjoy? There's loads of little houses around Mountjoy. I think they're all gone now. But like, they were all for the prison officers, you know what I mean? The screws, like, that's who they were for. And they all lived there, and they all got houses out of there then, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah, they moved out of there. But like, something like that, if you put in a hospital and then an apartment block beside it, and the nurses can avail of cheap rent, and you know, they will stay, you know what I mean? I think they will anyway. So let's just play this and we'll come back.
How are you, folks? Councillor Gavin Pepper here. And there's a few things I'm going to talk to you about, and they all connect into the same problem. Last night in the taxi, I had a doctor who graduated from college here in Ireland, Irish doctor, and he moved abroad to Australia because he couldn't afford to rent or buy a property here in Ireland. That's mad that the Irish government won't spend taxes properly and build housing beside each hospital and give cheap and low rent to the nurses, doctors, janitors, whoever works in the hospital should get looked after, because it's an essential service that we need here in Ireland. But they don't do that. Yet on the other scale, staff in the Holiday Inn off the Malahide Road reached out to me, and you want to see what migrants from abroad are getting and how they get looked after. It's absolutely unbelievable. Over 100 rooms are lying idle when we had 3 people that died, homeless people in this country this year. You know, doctors and nurses that graduated, why the government is paying for this building, why didn't they put them in the room, or the rough sleepers in them empty rooms? At the end of the day, the taxpayer is paying for it. A lot of these migrants in there have top of the range cycling bikes, you know, with Just Eat and Deliveroo bags beside them, so clearly they're out working in that industry. Apparently a bus comes every morning and picks some of the staff up and brings them off to the back roads where they work in the fruit picking industry, I think, and brings them back. And these rooms are top quality. I mean, there's been donations of brand new cots and stuff like that, because there is families in there. But I seen that they were dumped out the back into skips because they weren't wanted, which is strange. But you've got to ask yourself, why do Irish families in emergency accommodation have to live in substandard old hostels off Garner Street and stuff like that, when the Holiday Inn is rented for migrants? That's differential treatment. Where's the equality and inclusion in there? That there's clearly not. The Irish government are prioritising foreigners over our own people. Takes me into the next topic, the American problem we have at the moment. The Irish government are clearly not happy with Donald Trump. You know, they didn't know whether to bring over shamrocks this Paddy's Day to him. I'm no fan of Donald Trump. I agree with him on illegal immigration, but not much else. I'm no fan of Steve Bannon. But our relationship with America is very, very vital. Ireland is dependent on pharmaceutical companies and tech companies from abroad, who Donald Trump want to bring home, by the way. Now, that creates another problem, because Irish young couples can't compete with some of these tech workers, as the price of property is through the roof because of it. So, you know, if you're working in a big tech firm or pharmaceutical firm and you're on over 100 grand, you can easily afford to rent and to buy a house. And a young Irish couple working in Pennies or Supermax or McDonald's or a small factory, they can't get the approval or afford the rents of 3-4 grand. So we have a broken system. We've a broken judicial system, where the sex offenders and paedophiles who do serious crimes and download images and have thousands of them on their phone walk out of court with suspended and life sentences. Yet the Irish government is more concerned about grok and images that are generated on that, which I agree with them on, but why aren't they concerned about a problem that they could fix overnight if they wanted to by changing legislation in the judicial system? This is a government that voted down a motion, that voted against the motion to give a 400 payment, winter payment to the most vulnerable in society. You know, while they sit in the Dáil on really, really high salaries with their Dáil bar. You know, a children's hospital that was built in the wrong place. It's the dearest in the world and it's still not finished yet. Where is their taxpayers' money? You know, while you're watching the Manchester United versus Liverpool game, ask yourself, are you angry at Irish man and woman? Because they're most vulnerable are being forgotten about. They're being left behind. They're the ones who need skill places for their kids. They're the ones that can't afford to rent or buy a property. They're struggling with their basic bills. While the politicians in the Dáil prioritise countries and migrants from abroad. And at the end of the day, there is a differential treatment. I mean, when Mary Lou McDonald was threatened, that the person that threatened him was arrested and serious charges were put against. Same with Simon Harris. But when I was threatened by a Jamaican immigrant, there was no big deal about it. So it really is about where you're from, who you are. I mean, a lot of our politicians, they left other parties that they disagree with to join different parties. That's the reality of it. It's Sesame Street in there. They act like they're against each other, but at the end, they're all friends. But the people of the country are the ones that struggle.
He's bang on the money again. Bang on the money. But, like, about the hospitals there, as we were saying, and then again about... about what's going on. It's just mental what's going on around the country. Like, you know what I mean? It really is. Really is, you know. Crazy stuff.
Well, you can play actually, just on the same line, Michael McCarthy's video. I have it labelled 400 winter allowance.
Hold on.
You know, yeah. I don't know how many times we have to show things to people. You know, I know we say people who are watching the show are all awake to what's going on, but how many times do we have to show the treacherousness of our government towards our own people? Yeah,
I agree. But listen, as you said, a lot of people, we hit 400 there, people. Keep sharing it out there, please. Share it out everywhere if you can. But, yeah, you know what I mean? People know now, you know what I mean? We know, listen, people are talking to me all the time now that didn't talk to me during COVID and everything else. And they're saying, Jesus, you were right, honestly, you were, mate. The amount of deaths going on now and, like, and you're meeting them at funerals, like, you know what I mean? You say, oh, what do you think of Johnny Thing? And he says, I know you're going to ask me, was he vaccinated? He said, and he was. He said, so I'm just going to tell you out straight. So, like, another friend of a friend of mine's, I got a phone call today, his mate, 56, boom, cancer within 6 weeks, died. So, and these won't give 400 allowance to the old
people with disabilities and the elderly.
Go on and play this.
2 days ago, the Irish government rejected a €400 one-off winter payment for disabled citizens 2 days ago. Today, the Irish government approved 25 million to support Ukraine's energy infrastructure. This is at the same time they have cut annual disability supports by 1,400. Is that not insane? How is it someone can say no to a €400 one-off winter payment for our disabled, then 2 days later give 25 million to a foreign country for their energy infrastructure? How is it a government can do that and its people will still vote for them? Are people okay? Is everyone okay in the head? What's going on in Ireland?
He's bang on the money as well.
Oh, he's very good. Like, I like what he does. But I'm talking to a lot of people these days, and there is a lot of people awake to what's going on. I mean, a lot more than I even thought.
Yeah, I'm the same. But them people.
And you know what? I don't even have to say anything. They're saying it to me. They're bringing it up to me.
Yeah. Siobhan, hello everyone driving home listening in. Well, hello Siobhan. Thanks for listening in. Fair play to you. I hope it's not a long drive. RTE. Yeah,
well, the next issue we can go on to actually. Yeah, the next issue we can go on to actually is this video came up on TikTok. And no school places in Naas. 30 children without school places. Like, this is what's happening now in the country.
Yeah.
And no, like, it doesn't matter whether you're from the area. The only way you're getting into that school is if you have a brother or sister. But, like, you know, the way beforehand, normally, you know, people in the local area, they get in first.
Yeah.
Do you know? No.
Yeah.
Like, that's a disgrace.
Yeah. Just going to read Angela's comment there. The upper class don't give a rat's arse. The middle class are too lazy and the working class are losing hope. In a nutshell, Angela, you have it. Yeah. And the upper class are voting in these people. I said this before during the elections last year. The likes of the people in Clontarf and everywhere else, they didn't want posters up there. They didn't want this. They didn't want to be associated with this. You know, they didn't want any how would you say, dirt around the village or Clontarf or out the road and all that. So it was just, you know what I mean? These are the people who voted the TDs in that wanted Crown Paints. These are the people who voted the TDs in. The people of Foxrock are the people who voted the TDs in who want migrants in Ballybrack and Dunleary and, you know, all the other underprivileged areas. It's these people that are voting this government back in. That's exactly what's happening. And 50%, maybe 60% of the people who are on our side aren't even registered to vote. So, you know, you're pissing against the wind. You know what I mean? You really are. Like, you know what I mean? And then out of that other 40% or 50%, probably 25 or 30% of them will come out and vote. You know, so, you know, you're losing 75% there, you know what I mean, of people that should be coming out voting. And I don't know, with the by-election and what have you now, we can see we have to be getting people to register to vote and people need to have their say. You know what I mean? It's not good sitting at home and saying, oh, I hate that Micheál Martin. Right? Well, do something about it. Like, you know what I mean? Put someone else in there. You know what I mean? Don't be just sitting there and keyboard warrior shit. And that just does my head in. Get knuckle down and get it sorted. You know what I mean? Get yourself registered to vote. Vote for who you want to vote for. You know, who you think is right for you. You know, that was a bit of a plug for me there. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, why not? I was going to wear my Ireland Force t-shirt, didn't I? I wonder who's behind the vaccine. Okay, Frankie, yeah, I took down a note there because I wanted to go. What Jewish question, Frankie? You never asked me a Jewish question. So if you want to come back to me there, you know, we all know who's behind it. You know what I mean? Come on, Frankie. Like, you want to be a tick not to know. You know what I mean? But what do you need
it's
to
all the
ask
ones
me?
buttons.
I don't know, the Jewish question. He just put it up there. Nobody will answer the Jewish question. So ask the Jewish question there. I've nothing got to do with Jews or Israel or anything like that. So fuck Trump. He's a pedophile. Just come out with more dumping of Epstein files. Was just watching George Galloway. He's no better than the rest of them slime balls. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to have a look at them. And we'll talk about that now in a minute. The Dáil and RTE is a clown show. Yes, it is. Good synopsis. Yes. Money laundering. Everything is money laundering. Everything. Another 25 million. Did they give 125 million before Christmas? Yes.
Yeah, and then 141 million over to the World Bank as well. So yeah.
Speaking
and then
they
gave money. They gave money to Palestine as well.
Yeah, but Zelensky
but our
is
own,
supposed to be on
you know,
these
never mind about our own. They can just freeze to death in the house. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but Zelensky is supposed to be on these Epstein files as well. There's a lot of people supposed to be on.
Oh, wouldn't surprise me.
Trump is as well supposed to be. I don't know. Keir Starmer done the same thing in the UK last year. Coincidence or a policy being pushed? Yes. New housing estate near me. All I can see come and go. Indians and Muslims. Correct. That's all you're going to see. Because all the people in the village and the towns are dying off and they're replacing them with Indians and Muslims. That's exactly what they're doing. So as you take your eye off the ball, it doesn't look like these people are dying and you say nothing. That's exactly what's happening.
Oh, actually, I have a bit of information. I was talking to this Indian woman a couple of days ago, and the conversation came up about all the new shops popping up and everything and the money they were getting and all this. And she's here 20 years, 2 kids. She's always worked. The husband's always worked. And she was like, how do they get the money? And I said to her, did you not get it? Because she's only not recently opened up a new business. And she said, no. She says, I didn't get it. She said, I went to the enterprise board and all this and I didn't get it. And I said, all right. So as the conversation came on and I asked her, I said, do you mind me asking? I said, what religion you are? And she said, I'm Hindu. And I said, all right, okay. And then she turned around and she said to me, because I just said, God, I wonder, is it something to do with them being Muslim. And then she turned around and she said to me, actually said, a lot of those Turkish barbers, she said, like, they're all Muslim as well. So I'm wondering, like, she's Indian, she didn't get it. I know the Polish aren't getting it. I know somebody from Malta, they're not getting it. Latvian, they're not getting it. So is it only just the new ones coming into the country that are getting this 60,000? And do they have to be Muslim?
Are Ukrainians not getting this now?
I don't know. I don't know any Ukrainians. But I just thought it was interesting because I just assumed that she would have gotten it. And she said no. Because she was even saying, how are they getting it? But her religion, she's not Muslim. So is it like, you look at generally most of those shops that are opening up, are they all Muslim? So is it something similar to the halal mortgage?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it needs to be looked into. Yeah, of course.
See, I don't know. I don't know anyone that's Ukrainian. Do you know?
I think I did hear of a Ukrainian getting the grant, and opened was it a phone shop? It wasn't a phone shop. It was not a phone shop. What was it? A vape shop. Opened up a vape shop, and got the grant. And the shop it doesn't even open, but still got the grant.
Right. So I'm wondering then, is it just the new visitors that are getting it? Because it doesn't seem to be it's obviously not the older ones.
The electoral register won't be fixed.
And we actually, remember I asked you to look that up again because that's gone from the website. Remember we showed it here last year on the show?
Yeah.
To prove about the 60,000, and it was over a 3-year period, 60. It's gone. Because I had somebody look into it for me and he couldn't find it. And he's brilliant at doing research and he couldn't find it. He said to me, it's gone. They've wiped it.
Well, if they have, do we know the exact, we don't know the exact date, do we? Because
No, I know it was on the show because I remember us featuring. I think we featured it after. I think it was after the local elections we featured it. But we definitely featured it on the show because we wanted to show people the proof. And I wasn't me that had it, but I just remember it being up on the show because we discussed it.
Me that had it. I had it definitely.
Yeah.
I had it. But
I'll tell you, there's a lot of people who know about that 60,000. There's a lot, and they're not happy.
Like when I'm doing this show, like the Irish column is going since March. Like it'll be 3 years doing it. 3 years doing it now. Patrick's Day. That's the anniversary, Paddy's Day, because we went live for the first time Patrick's Day in town, and then we done a live that night, myself and Finton. But 3 years. So I have every one of them downloaded. You know what I mean? I have every one of them.
Yeah, but sure, I don't know what show it was. I'm nearly sure it was the summer after the locals we showed it. We definitely did show it. It was there because we saw it. We discussed it.
I find.
But look, there's a lot of people know about it anyway.
Mary Lou is taking notes from the Spaniards at the moment. Have you seen that? 500,000.
Yeah. Can we just play the No Schools in Naas first, and then I have the Michael McCarthy video about that as well, about this thing what's going on in Spain.
Okay, let's talk about the No Schools in Naas.
Hello everybody, just wanting to fill you in on what's happening as regards to schools in the area of Naas. So I'm outside a school here in Naas, and I just want to talk to you about what's after happening. So what's the latest news is that 30 children have no school in Naas. So they have no school to go to in Naas. Imagine that in this day and age of a rich country. And if you go back to the 50s, the 60s, 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 90s, loads of places for children. Now we have no school place for children, 30 of them. That's an entire class. It's an absolute disgrace. I know that's easy to say, keeping using our words, but it's terrible in this day and age. We cannot find any place for our children in this town. And what's even worse is that it doesn't even matter if you are from the area. You'll get no priority whatsoever for a place in school. It's all random picked unless you're a sibling of a child already there. Now this is what happens when a government takes a year off and does nothing. And this is what they did last year after the promises. They said, grand, we're elected, we're going to do nothing. And we end up, this is the bits that fall apart. And if bits are falling apart, you see it with transport, we're seeing it with education now, and you'll see it with immigration as well. The whole thing is falling apart because they're doing it. Now, I don't want to be all doom and gloom. What people can do if they have a child, if they're one of those 30 children, there's what's called a Section 39 or 29 appeal. So look it up, Section 29. I'll leave the link I'll leave the link in the down below for you to do it. And if you have any issues, please contact me. But I mean, here we are again, more problems, more issues from department who are not doing their work and don't care. They're looking at the census, and this is what they tell you. Oh, the census are telling you numbers are going to come down and there'll be loads of places. But they're not looking at the numbers of the people who are coming into the country. They're not allowing for all the people coming into work in this country, and that is not right. So look, letting you know, and if you're one of those parents, if you want to contact me, you know, I'll help you out. Section 29 appeal, look it up, Education Appeal, Department of Education. They have to find you a place. Listen, that's more great news. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's impacting everything. Like, it's not 2 or 3 kids, it's 30 children. And like, a child that lives in that area has every right to go to the local school.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at this Section 29 appeals. Yeah. Just bear with me there for a sec. This must be where you go. I'm going to just share the screen. For those of you there, just go into Google and Section 29 appeals. And there's where you go. Brings you into that Section 29 appeals. Before you appeal a decision on the Section 29 Education Act, you have to find the school. Okay. Official name and roll number of the school you appeal relates to. You can complete the search and find the school. If your appeal is against the refusal to enroll due to oversubscription or for reasons other than oversubscription, you will need to, and this is what you have to do to fill out this form if you have been refused in any of these schools. Okay, so Section 29 appeal form. I can probably pull up the form, and you have your grounds for appeal. Yeah, so you have all your stuff here to do. Section 29 appeals, home. Yeah, okay. So that's where you go to do that. Okay, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm seeing the kids' Christmas things every year are changing. You know what I mean? There's more Indian kids, there's more Muslim kids, there's more black kids, and it's every. Listen, the kids don't see that, like, you know what I mean? But we can see the demographic, like, you know what I mean? It really is changing, it's shifting, like, you know what I mean? It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only the schools, it's everywhere. You know what I mean? And if you look at that Wilson school, done a little documentary there a few weeks ago, and you had a black lad on talking about it, like, you know what I mean? The place is full of black kids, like, you know what I mean? And Indian kids, like, there's an awful lot of Indian kids. There's an awful lot of people now, I'm going to be honest, came over here years ago, Indian guys are married Irish girls and they're living here years and the whole lot, like, you know what I mean? But there's an awful lot of them that are coming in here that, you know, are illegal. You know what I mean? But it's the legal ones are taking the houses as well, like, because they're coming in here legally and then they're going on the housing list. You know what I mean? And then they go into emergency accommodation. And the minister has said that thousands of people have got houses who shouldn't have got houses. I'd say it's 100,000. Like, you know what I mean? There was a lot more units given out last year than what they're saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they won't answer Patrick Quinlan's question. Who were they giving out to? Yeah, were the Irish nationals? Were the nationals, or were the indigenous Irish people, or were they just people with an Irish passport? You know what I mean? That's not the same. You know what I mean? You're sitting on a housing list for, 20. I know people who've been on a housing list for 20 years. I think Angela Leggett said that she was 22 years on the housing list or something like that. Come on. Like, that's disgusting. Like, you know what I mean? Let me read a few more of these. Individuals, yes, how painful is it to watch this repeated deception like a never-ending pendulum? Yes, the question for people, I shop in Duns, but I never see Africans or Muslims shopping there. Where do they shop? I think
it's generally the likes of Lidl and Aldi's where
I've seen them shopping in Duns. I'm going to be honest, I was in Ongar, so 90% of Ongar is foreign nationals, I'd say. You know what I mean? Definitely 80, and anyway, you know what I mean? So, yeah, like, I remember being about it was 2023 it was, yeah. And one Thursday evening, I was in Duns and Ongar, and I used to do the shopping, like, you know what I mean? I go in and you get the 25 quid off or whatever, or you get £5 off 25. So I'm doing that. And this is about 8 o'clock. Next thing, out of nowhere, it was like it was like New Delhi. They were everywhere. probably 20 of them, then another 10 and another 10. They were everywhere. What's going bleeding on here? Like, it seems a busload of them was dropped in Cloney or dropped in Ongar village. They were given where they were to go, the coordinates to go to. And a load of them moved into a house around the corner from my mate. My mate has a big house, like it's worth a fortune, like. And these were given one of the houses. Oh no, them guys are engineers and a doctor. Yeah. He rang me there about a year after. He said, "Oh, you are bleeding right. These are mad things." And yeah. So they're giving out houses. They're buying these big houses and selling them to people. But yet they do. As far as I've seen them shopping in Duns all the time. You know. And
I don't really be in Duns that often. It's the other end of the town, so I normally Super Value straight across from me. So that's where I go.
Get the Romas shop in Lidl's and Aldi because they get the vouchers. So that's where they shop. They don't need to shop. They've that much bleeding stuff in their dresses that they don't need to shop. You know what I mean? Crazy. They will accept AI governance because we will blame everything on national governments. Yeah, okay. Michael, the whole of Europe looks the same. Europe is in shit, lads. Europe is on the brink of civil war. I don't care what anyone says. Children are better off being homeschooled if possible. Educate your own children. They are only being brainwashed with shite. Yeah, I agree. Our kids are now being deprived of education. What has this country become? Yeah. School no lost with the it's no loss with the brainwashing. Pada Doyle, how are you, Pada? How are you, Orla Fitzy? Say the line, Orla. Say the bleeding line.
I've hidden my cats for their safety. They've gone running. The minute your name came up, they just disappeared.
Yeah. Schools are woke. Homeschooling is critical. Otherwise, don't have children. Yeah, well, Cal was talking to me the last day when we were at one of the protests, and he was telling me he homeschools his kids. He's been doing it years. So, yeah, you will have to be willing to let your child travel miles to get to a school. Yeah, but like I know.
But then it has the impact as well about the buses. I mean, there's kids can't get bus places. So, because the bus is full.
Yeah. Thanks, Cara. It must be because I never see them, considering I live in an area surrounded by iPass. Well, if it's an iPass, you're not going to see them shopping in Duns, to be honest with you, Liz, because everything is handed to them over there in the iPass centre. You know, the food is given to them, everything. You name it, they get it. You know, so yeah, you're not going to see any of them out of the iPass shopping. You know what I mean? I can't see it anyway. You'd see them robbing or attacking women, maybe. You're better off homeschooling. Yes, individually, everyone, including this channel, has full license to throw the government under the bus in order to being in AI governance. Okay. They are trying to stop parents from homeschooling their kids here in the UK. Yeah, and it seems this thing is coming in for the social media for the under 16s, is it? I've seen.
Well, they're talking about it.
Yeah, they're talking about it. In an ideal world, kids should be homeschooled. Obviously, that's not possible in most cases. Brian Keane, Spain is gone. Is gone. Did you see the single men outside the Pakistan?
That's the video there to play.
Yeah. I'm going to play that now. Let's play that now. Okay. The Spanish vote. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Okay.
See these queues here. This wasn't voted on by the Spanish people. 500,000 illegal migrants granted residency in Spain. 500,000 who are most likely going to bring over their families, and the Spanish people didn't get a choice in it. Simply put, if a government is doing that, it is treason. There's no other way. 500,000 undocumented migrants. Look at the queues.
Yeah. Kevin Coyle.
And there's actually a closer video, and it's all men. There's no women, there's no children. It's all men.
I've seen it. But this is, again, the Spanish people did not vote on this. There should be, there has to be a referendum on this. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? You can't just say, oh, yeah, we're going to give 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000, whatever it is. We're going to give them amnesty and give them. No, I'm sorry, you can't just do that. That has to go to a vote. That has to go to a referendum. The people need to vote on this shit. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. Kevin Coyle is just saying there, take a stroll through City West Shopping Centre. It will feel like you're walking through New Delhi. It's a joke. Yeah.
Well, actually, I sent you on a video from Neil Murray about Moore Street.
Yeah, I think I have it here. Have it? Moore Street. I don't know. There it is there. Yeah, I'll play that now.
Still in town now. I'm just walking down Moore Street. I just want to give you a little glimpse of Moore Street.
Gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down.
That's Moore Street now. Poor street, if you ask me. Cheers, all.
Wow.
That is so sad to see.
Yeah.
That's probably after O'Connell Street, that's probably one of the most iconic streets in Dublin. And look at the way it's gone.
Before he got up the street, he could count 5 phone shops. That was just as he started on the street. There was 5 phone shops. You know? And there, Brian Keane and Paula has to be a vote. Yes, this has to be voted on. You cannot just bring in and give these people immunity. You know what I mean? And I'll be talking about something. I'm actually looking into something now. There was a protest the other day. Did you see the protest and all the stuff that went on at that protest? Like, that's being pushed by TDs and, Ruth Coppinger.
Which protest?
The protest for the migrants to get for them to be to get the asylum, like, so as they can become citizens, like, you know what I mean? And
I might that off. I'm missing a lot of stuff now because I just don't have time.
Yeah, no, well, I'm seeing it. It makes no sense. I was in town last week, found it depressing. A lot of shops are gone. Yes, a lot of shops are gone. It's big shops as well, just coming in there and blowing them out of the water,
Tell me about it. I mean, I talking to businesses pretty much every day.
Yeah, all the people heading out to Spain to get away from the migrant camp will have to move again. Yes, exactly. But it won't be a migrant camp anymore. These people will be citizens. These people will be eligible for housing and social housing and everything else, and social welfare and the whole lot. Like, that's 500,000 people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is going to cripple.
But they're going to be looking to be housed. If they have any children, they're going to have to go to school. Then it's going to impact the healthcare system. It's going to have a knock-on effect. Then they're all going to be on the social welfare as well. So, this is a huge issue for Spain. Absolutely massive. I mean, that's 500,000. And might I add, never mind that it's no women and children. It's all young men as well. It's amazing, during war times and all this, that you would leave your father and grandfather behind. Like, I highly doubt if we had a war, we'd leave our father or grandfathers behind. They seem to be doing it because it's all men in their 20s and 30s coming over. What'd you say?
I said, I don't know. My outlook can be nasty sometimes. And I'm only joking.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, you bring the elderly. Why is there no elderly? It's all young men, 20s, 30s, 40s. That's all there is.
I watched the video yesterday. I'll see if I can find it there now. It was a guy talking to Tommy Robinson about 2 years ago. And listen, if it's true what he's saying, it's very, very scary. Now, it's conspiratorial, so they say, but everyone is telling you that these lads are all military-age men. They're all being housed in military bases.
Yeah, which we featured this before already.
Yeah.
I mean, there's another guy over on TikTok, and he was talking about that.
Yeah.
And ISIS was in the IPAS centres.
A counter-protest.
Not here in Ireland now, over in England.
Yeah. The Dublin says now we're trying to organise a counter-protest at the Dáil. What is that for, Teresa? I seen you there today. I saw the pictures today. I shared them out as well. What's the counter protest for, Teresa, and when is it? Let us know, will you, please? This government needs to be led
Actually,
away.
I have a question for our followers.
Yes.
I do not watch RTE or Virgin Media, so I don't see any ads. Does anyone know if there's an ad currently on the TV from Aldi in relation to fish? Can somebody tell me if it's an ad, if they've seen an ad recently? Because I went to look it up and I can't find it, but I don't know if it's included in something else. So if anyone does have RTE and has seen any ads, just let me know. I don't know whether maybe I'm looking in the wrong place, but I can't find it so far anyway.
Fun fact, 1848 European, by embracing Western democracy, we steal their own fate. We remove the foundation.
But it's the attitude, again, of your ones like your Social Democrats, your People for Profit, your Sinn Féin. Like, a Romanian came over to me a couple of weeks ago and said to me, "Oh, I seen you doing your videos for the businesses. You know, would you feature me?"
Yeah.
And she's Romanian. And I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I'm only featuring Irish businesses." And then I had somebody been smart one day to me on social media and said to me, "Why are you only featuring Irish businesses? What about Turkish barbers and kebab shops?" I said, "I'm sorry." I said, "I'm Irish. An Irish business is Irish run, you know?" And it's just crazy. Like, they were trying to say a Turkish barbers is an Irish business. It's not an Irish business. It's not Irish run. Irish run is either both owners are Irish or one of them is Irish. I don't know. See, this is what you're dealing with as well with people.
Someone is just asking me there, will I play the Derek Domino video days ago? I was going to talk about this. This is about the minister giving the Muslims the the plot of land in, is it Athlone, for their burial ground. You know what I mean? Listen,
and it's right beside a Catholic graveyard, isn't it?
It's in a Catholic graveyard. They're going to give them a plot in the graveyard. Okay, I'm going to let Derek Domino talk about this. So what I'll do is, it's on for a few minutes, or just give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. I'll turn off my...
Our traitorous government are now giving our holy ancestral grave.
The sound's not great. Can you turn it up?
It's not great. Okay, I'll just play it now. Just let me share it. If it's not great, just tell me if it's not great, because I can stop and we'll play it in a minute. I'll pull it down.
Traitorous government are now giving our holy ancestral graveyards over to Muslims.
It's actually worse.
Is nothing sacred? Is nothing in this day and age sacred?
How's that?
No, it isn't. It seems to our traitorous government, the people, chills, the absolute traitors who have their snout in the trough constantly in this country, and that's all they care about. They don't care about you and me. They don't care about our history, our heritage, our culture, our nation, our people. They don't care about that. They care about their money, pension, big wages, big lump sums, gold handshake. Well, just when you think they can't get any more, just when you think they can't get any more, well, no, there's always a new level. There's always a lower level. They can always sink to a lower level. Well, now they're going to enact, yes, the Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, traitorous government who are there, as far as I'm concerned, to hasten the demise, the dissolution and the disappearance of the Irish people as a proud people, a unique people, a beloved people on the world stage. No, they want that all gone. They want to turn us into widgets. They are now taking our graveyard, one of the most intimate places in the whole of Irish society, in the whole of the Irish land, a place where you go for solace, a place where you go to talk to your ancestors, the people who've gone before you. A place that has a really, really deep meaning for all Irish people. I mean, all of us. Who has not been very, very intimately involved in those places? Well, the Irish government, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, and in particular Minister Robert Troy, the corrupt, bent minister, a minister who had to resign in absolute disgrace because he was found to be corrupt. Well, was he turfed out of politics? No, he wasn't. No, of course he was. It's Fianna Fáil. He's part of the establishment, and the establishment is always protected, whereas you and I, the ordinary citizens, can go hang. He's a Fianna Fáil minister. So, of course, corruption is no issue to them. No issue whatever. Well, here he is. Here he is, flanked by some rather beefy Muslim men. This is basically like some video Hamas would make. This is like something you'd see coming out of Gaza with the Hamas people. And you've got this frightened little rabbit in the headlights in the middle. This is the corrupt and found to be corrupt and had to resign because he was corrupt. Fianna Fáil minister, Robert Troy. Yeah, he's one of me holes, man. In a normal society, a corrupt cowboy like this would have been cast to the four winds and could never show his face. He'd have to move to Tasmania just to get away from the shame. But not here. Not if you're part of a main political party. Then corruption is no big issue. Check out this hostage video where Fianna Fáil politician and parliamentary member Robert Troy is flanked by his Muslim friends as he admits that they're going to push forward giving Muslims part of our ancestral Christian Catholic graveyard. Just when I think I can't be any more disgusted, they all have to go. They all have to go. Watch this. Watch this.
So really positive news here this evening, where I'm just after facilitating a meeting between the Mullingar Islamic Cultural Society and Westmeath County Council to discuss a designated burial spot in Ballyglass Cemetery. So the council have agreed to a designated burial spot, and someone from the council is going to meet with the members of the Mullingar Islamic community in the next number of weeks to mark out where that spot is going to be. So delighted to facilitate this meeting and really pleased that the meeting has provided a positive outcome.
Over my dead body, you corrupt political cockroach. You will not force my ancestors to lie in peace and rest alongside Muslim invaders who think of us in these terms.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala orders the Muslims to kill the Christians, Jews, and if they do not surrender, then they have to pay jizya.
They are not here to fight you through no fault of their own, but I am. I and everyone who stands with me. We are all that's left to stand against you, you absolute bottom feeder, you corrupt, you disingenuous, you dishonest, you disgusting political apparatchik, you toady. I will not sell out my own, never. Never. I'll stand at that gate. I'll stand at that gate if necessary. And any of you who wants to stand with me, you'll be more than welcome. This cannot continue. This cannot continue. I speak as much as I can and with humility on behalf of far better people who went before me, only because they can't be here to speak for themselves through no fault of their own. They led harsh, brutal, and often short lives. And I will not let corrupt toadies, corrupt politicians, corrupt snakes in the grass sell us and our history and culture out.
That was a good video now.
But it just shows like absolutely no respect whatsoever. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a Catholic graveyard.
I would love to know how much money Tory got off. More bad news on. Muslims are making me racist. I'm alive. I'm a live and let live sort of person, but it's entering the realm of self-preservation now. I agree with you. Yeah, I do agree with you. It's there's just too many of them coming in. I'm just gonna have a look here. To them, it's all about religion. We need to fully snap out of it. Yeah, it's a spiritual war. It is indeed a spiritual war. Nothing is sacred. What's this, Johnny Wiseman? A couple of weeks ago, Rodrigo Gorman was on News Talk Radio talking about his favourite book. He should be locked up, and his famous tweets in multiple languages contributing to the housing crisis. Yeah.
As in children. How that man is given airtime is beyond me. The only airtime he should be given is in jail.
He's just going back. I think we got, sorry, Paul. Feedback is getting very bad again. I don't know why that happened. Let me just. Okay. When I turn off Orla, it's okay, I think, isn't it? Orla, did you hear your volume to listen to a video? Maybe try turn down the volume on the tablet. Oh, no, she didn't. Say it, Orla. It's an utter disgrace.
It's an utter disgrace, Paddy. I don't use bad language. Well, I do, but just not. Not when I'm online.
Everything we have been saying for years feels like the end.
Do you want to play? There's a X post on Hungary.
Yeah, that's coming through your own again. So I'll just turn you off there for a minute while I'm talking there. You said hungry. Okay, yes, an X post. I have it there now. Is this Christian Terez? Yeah. Christian Terez. I have them here now, just bear with me. Everything's gone really slow. Seeing what's happening to this country, it would make you want to spill blood. And I ain't talking about my own breaking point. It's getting closer. I said it a few years ago to a friend. Every council in every county can't be trusted. Yeah, it's true. They're all the same, every one of them. All it is a tablet sitting on a hard table. Could be vibrations from the speaker. Maybe you set it on a towel. Okay, we all have his memories if we don't act. Yes. Okay, hold on there. Let me just. This is from Christian Terez. He calls for Ursula von der Leyen to. I'm going to put this up here now. Bear with me there. I'll share it. Give me a thumbs up if you get the sound.
Mr. President, dear colleagues, Ursula von der Leyen must immediately and unconditionally resign from her position as President of the European Commission due to the fact that her actions are currently criminally investigated by the European Public Prosecutor's Office. EPPO just announced a few days ago that it's investigating the way the contracts were signed between the European Commission and the producers of vaccines. And this is what the Court of Auditors just stated in a report released a few days ago, and I quote, "The Commission has signed, up to November 2021, 71 billion euros worth of contracts on behalf of the member states to purchase up to 4.6 billion COVID-19 vaccine doses. That means that she purchased 10 doses of vaccines for every EU citizen based on contracts that were never released to the public. This is how the contracts that she signed with these pharmaceutical companies were released to the public. How is this possible in the European Union that is called to be transparent with the way it's using people's money? So I'm asking again and calling again for immediate and unconditional resignation. Thank you.
That was who, I think that's who Herman Kelly used to work for, wasn't it? Christian Terrace. Yeah, I'm getting that reverb. Right, just give me a second. Just give me a second there. Yeah, Teresa, I was looking at that today, that chap. Yeah, I was reading it there now. Hang on. There's a Russian man that does be at Mountjoy on Sunday. Tussler took his kids and they won't give them back to bring them home with him because he was illegally. He doesn't know where they are. I think I know that guy. That guy used to be at the IFP, all the Irish Freedom Party stuff with us, I know. Can natural born citizens claim to protect the clans from history books? I don't know. We could look into it, but... Yeah, I have you on mute there, just worried. He is a great and he was very vocal during COVID. Yes, he was. Eastern Europe. Paul, I think that video was old. She seems to be Teflon. Yeah, I know it is an old one, but I said we'd just play it. We'd play it just to show it because I've seen them redacted ones, you know what I mean? She still hasn't been taken out.
No.
I didn't see that. What was that?
What?
You done that?
Oh, it was the Barry Walsh. Put up a comment. There's a video under that from Liam. She's talking about kind of how it's clear to see what's happening these days.
From our Liam? No. Oh, yeah. Facebook. I like this guy. Give me a thumbs up on the sound.
Everyone thinks the future is about innovation, AI, smart cities, green energy, but that's the cover story. The real future is about reducing the human surplus without a single bullet fired. And the system that is being built makes it look like progress. In the old world, humans were assets. More people meant more labor, more soldiers, more taxpayers. But technology flipped the equation. When automation does the work, people become liabilities. They consume resources and they produce nothing. From a corporate state perspective, they are dead weight on the balance sheet. Now, what happens to liabilities in any system? They are minimized, quietly, efficiently. You don't announce population reduction. You don't draft policies that say time to eliminate 800 million people. You design the environment so people self-select out of life. First, you control food economics. Make real nutrition a luxury. Flood markets with synthetic hyper-processed calories. Why? Cheap to make, addictive to consume, and lethal over time. Obesity, diabetes, cancers. It's slow-motion euthanasia disguised as personal choice. And then you privatize survival systems. Hospitals, medicine, insurance. Turn health into a product, and when the bill comes and you can't pay, nature takes its course. No violence, no fingerprints. Meanwhile, you flood culture with distractions. War headlines, influencer drama, ideological cage matches, so no one notices the algorithm that decides who thrives and who quietly disappears. People think they are arguing politics, but in reality, they are debating inside the zoo enclosure, while the zookeeper holds the keys to their lifespan. This isn't genocide. It is market-driven selection, a corporate Darwinism where the unprofitable simply phase out. And the punchline, they don't kill you. They invoice you until you die. This is the most profitable extinction in human history. And it's happening in slow motion while everyone thinks they are free. Everyone.
I'll let you go.
Just says it all there.
Yeah, he pulls out a few there, all right. You know what I mean? And it's true what he's saying, like the puppet masters and who's pulling the strings, and we're all just little puppets here. You know what I mean? It's and the genocide. Oh, we know what's going on with the genocide. Like, you know what I mean?
It's all the distractions. It's like look over here, while we're doing something else.
It's the same with these Epstein files. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Hang on, I just want to share somebody asked there. No. Speaking of these Epstein files, I just hope everyone is well, Anthony and Lorraine. Yeah, how are you, lads? It's got so bad, it's like a worldwide dream. Everybody wants it to be gone. Yes, but it's not going, guys. It's not going. Sheepdog, it can all be a bit overwhelming, but the Irish are laid back and will wait until the last minute to wake up. Maybe when they come for their houses, especially the middle classes. Yes, that's exactly what's happening. That's why the farmers are out now, because they're coming for the farmers. That's exactly why. Bread and circuses. Yeah, now you have it. Excellent explanation. Wish there was a way to find that video to share without Facebook. I'll see if I can pull it down. And can you not clip it from this? You can clip it from this if you want to. Or I can clip it from this and send it on to you. Send me a message on the WhatsApp there. And I'll have a look for you. I'm just looking for... There's so much stuff on the screen. Yeah. Let me just... Someone was asking for the Buy Me a Coffee link. I'm just going to throw that up there for a couple of seconds. Thank you very much. That's the one. So anyone that wants to buy us a coffee, please do. Thank you very much. I'll make it bigger for you, handier for the screen for you. Yeah. Just beep that and you can go through and you can drop the $5 in or whatever for a coffee or whatever you want. Thank you very much. It's all much appreciated. Thank you very much. Airports across Asia have been put on high alert after India confirmed 2 cases of deadly Nipah virus in the state of West Bengal over the past month. Thoughts on that, Orla?
Did I not roll my eyes back far enough?
You did. But I just thought I'd let you in there again. I feel the evil in the air. It's in the air, all right, in real time. He's a master. Farmers up north blocked a big distribution centre from the main supermarkets the other day. The farmers in the UK have been doing the same. Yeah, they're doing it all right because they know. You've seen what's happened in Holland and everything. Like, Holland has gone crazy, like, you know what I mean? It really has. But speaking of the Epstein files, I'm gonna Mick the Git hits the nail on the head here again, but I'm gonna go with this. And I didn't hear what you said, Orla.
I just said good man, Mick.
Yeah, he hits the nail on the head. I'm just gonna play this, and it's just brilliant. Fair play to him.
Elon Musk and ex-Prince Andrew named among 3 million new pages of Epstein files. Former Nama company Boville Development sold helicopter to Jeffrey Epstein Company. Text in Epstein files talk of Irish people's horrible asses that were from the potato famine. This is the Irish media's response to the new Epstein files. The new heavily redacted Epstein files, I might add. Here's an example. To Jeffrey Epstein, from blank. I give you permission to kill him. He is apparently with blank. He lied to you and he lied to me. Or to blank, from Jeffrey Epstein. Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video. Now obviously the Irish media didn't mention anything like that, and there's a lot worse where that came from. They also didn't mention an awful lot of Irish names that come up on the files. Now I just had a very quick glance at these files. There is over 3 million pages. And Bono, for example, is mentioned hundreds of times. Now in these heavily redacted files, there's nothing to say that Bono is guilty of anything. But we do know at the very least that he was a very close associate of the paedophile. He's also listed, along with Bill Clinton for example, of flying on the Leota Express, Epstein's private jet. Other such names in Ireland that appear are the likes of Dennis O'Brien or Dermot Desmond. Also making an appearance are certain mainstream media articles in Ireland. One of them happens to be about the 2016 general election. And who remembers this? Airport records of Jeffrey Epstein private jet's visits to Ireland have all been shredded. To Ghislaine Maxwell, are you going to send me names and numbers of people to play with in Ireland? The Irish media forgot to mention all these files, especially this one. Blank is reporting that she was being human trafficked. It started when she was 5 years old. When she was 12 to 13, she was taken to Paris to be raped in romantic locations, and then she was trafficked into Ireland for politicians and notable men. I'm sure there's much more, and if you want to search, just go to justice.gov and search the full Epstein library. These files need to be fully disclosed to everybody, no redactions, and anyone responsible for heinous crimes must be, well, let's put it this way, dead paedophiles don't reoffend.
Fair play to Mick, I have to say. Bono was pally with Tony Blair too. Sean Mack, yeah, you'll be grand. Yeah, sorry, Liz Pepper. Rent Boys too. Angela Lenga, Frank Conway shared Adrenochrome was never a conspiracy. Frazzle Dip was real. McAfee knew Epstein foiled Sacred Heart of God. Yes, I had all of these. I shared all of these about 3 years ago. And people said I was mental. Like, I had all this shit, the Adrenochrome and all about Frazzle Dip and all about Pizzagate, and this is all real, people. This is all real. The likes of that Ellen DeGeneres, like, do you remember, was it the Oscars in 2014 or 2016 where they all got the thing and they were all getting pizza? That's what they were talking about. Little kids. That's exactly what they were talking about. Sorry, I'm just looking for something.
Yeah, sure. Wasn't a picture released there of Prince Andrew leaning over a woman lying on the floor? Happen to see that now. He's disgusting. But like, it's the ones we don't know about, and it's the ones that are probably still at it that we don't know about.
Yeah. Well, there we have now. There's Bono. Apparently, he has been mentioned umpteen times in this Jeffrey Epstein thing. They look very young, them two now, I have to say. They probably don't look babyish, but they're only in their teens. And anyway, but that's a picture of Bono. Yeah, that's supposed to be on the island. I don't know how true that is. But he makes my skin crawl as well. I never liked him. Always knew he was a slave in. Yeah, so there you have it, Bono. Now it's time for RTE to do Pedo Files. What did you say?
I said RT will do nothing. They're paid by the government. They won't do anything.
Paul, remember the program Morse? He did an episode over 20 years ago on professors in Oxford College and adrenochrome. I remember it vaguely, Angela, now that you do say it. I remember John Thaw. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah. But that's Bono there for you. I'll get rid of him now. I don't want to be looking at him. He's a blatant consequence and stuff like that. So, yeah. Let's see, can I download that? Just bear with me there. Yeah, I'm just looking at a video there. That's all. Just bear with me. There was a thing sent to me there from Susan Delaney. Dennis O'Brien is on that list as well. Yes, I know he is. But I'm actually going to play this video now. Did I put it down?
The economics guy. Do you mean Dennis O'Brien from X, the economics guy?
Dennis O'Brien is the billionaire, is he not? I don't know whether it's the same. I'm going to play this for him. But this is what's going to get us out.
Dennis, you're a man who's very deeply embedded in Irish business and in Irish society, but also you've got a real global perspective. Are you picking up that there is something afoot within our society in terms of divisiveness on the migration issue?
I think the narrative has changed. There's obviously the protests in O'Connell Street over a year ago. Most recently, then the violence towards the Indian community. I think it was really very alarming. And unless we nip this in the bud, it can be a very big problem for Ireland. Even on a macro level, if you look at the number of Indian CEOs of the tech bro community, all of them are investors in Ireland. If there is any shift in thinking that Ireland is a racist society, I think it could be really, really serious. And it's something that we need to stamp out immediately. It needs to be an educational campaign. And the government and the Gardaí have to be very decisive with it.
And just on the business side, what role do you think business could have in safeguarding the social cohesion and the trust, particularly in wider society?
Well, social cohesion is the bedrock of our economy, because if we have any unrest that could potentially happen, like what's happening in the UK, in parts of the UK, it would be extremely damaging from our point of view. I think the business community and your 7,500 members really have a major role in this, in speaking to their politicians, to their local community leaders, and to actually reach out to people that have been victims of xenophobia, and make sure that that they understand that they're welcome in Ireland. They come here to work, they raise families, they buy houses, they buy cars, they They participate in the community. If you look at some of the athletes that we have now developed through Sport Ireland and all the sporting bodies, it's extraordinary the talent that is coming through because of immigration. So, you know, the benefits across every part of society and every touch point in the country are huge.
Yeah, it's true there, what he's saying. But like, I didn't like his rhetoric there. We need to nip this in the bud. Indian investors, there could be a shift in Ireland, and the guards need to get involved in this as well. That's to stop us from protesting and everything else.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying Dennis O'Brien. Sorry, I thought it was Dan O'Brien you were talking about. I was like, is that the guy from X? Oh, it's Dennis O'Brien you were talking about, right? Okay. No, but look, anyone on that list or whatever like that, as we said, should be named. People have right to know who's on it so that they can go to jail and never be let out in public ever again.
Oh, yeah, Sheepdog. O'Brien is not a nice man. His social cohesion just means cheap labour for him and his global capitalist buddies. He's a fucking, next Tuesday trader. I agree. But I was also told he was involved in one of the new political parties that's going to be up and coming. So I don't know how true that is. Like, you know what I mean? We'll need to watch this space and see, because of O'Brien, if he's involved in it, I wouldn't be getting involved in it now, to be honest with you. There'll be no poorer. The world will be no poorer without these people. Yeah. Remember also Clinton's flying into Ireland. And I'll just throw it out there. Like, the Clintons own a big mansion up in the Devil's Glen, up in Wicklow there, up past where the Hellfire Club. And that's where they used to stay when they used to come here. You know, you need to be doing a check to see that any kids go missing them couple of days before that. Yeah, we'll put them off as land or gaff. Yeah, someone talks shite. Michael John Dennis, a lot of new and empty properties in Ireland, especially in Dublin. There is cowboys and Indians. Yeah, listen, a lot of these Indians that he's talking about came here donkeys years ago. I'm talking about in the last 5 years, there has been thousands upon thousands upon thousands of coming in here and getting housed and everything else. So, yeah, don't forget, lads, Ireland take over the EU presidency. Helen McEntee and friends get to show our EU overlords how we are the best boys and girls. Yeah, I know, it's disgusting.
Do you want to play Melissa's video in relation to St. Patrick's Day parade being cancelled in Dundalk? Just in case anyone has.
I don't know whether that has been reinstated now or not, but I will play the video.
St. Patrick's Day has been cancelled in one of the largest towns in Ireland. Dundalk has cancelled the traditional St. Patrick's Day parade. In an Irish town, Ireland's National Day, cancelled. A day rooted in Catholicism, Irish history, identity and community. The reason given? Funding challenges. So apparently in 2026, one of the largest towns in County Louth can't afford to celebrate the very day that defines us as a nation. And this is happening under a council where Sinn Féin holds the most seats, alongside other parties who also share the responsibility. Now, there is money, just not for this. In Louth, almost €100,000 was allocated in 2025 alone for migrant integration programmes. In previous years, multiple projects received €5,000 each for integration initiatives. Over €20,600 was spent by Louth County Council sending delegates to New York for St. Patrick's Day last year. Yet Dundalk families, schools, sports clubs and volunteers, they're told that there's no money to hold a parade at home. That is not a coincidence. That is a priority list. This is what eradication looks like in real life. Not bans, not declarations, just quiet removal. No procession, no public celebration, no space for Irish Catholic traditions in the town square. While other programmes are funded, promoted and protected, our own cultural foundations are allowed to wither away. This isn't about hating anyone. It's about recognising a pattern. A country that funds everything except itself will eventually lose itself. And let's be clear, this isn't accidental. St. Patrick's Day is not a luxury. It's not optional. It's non-negotiable if Irish culture and Catholic heritage are to mean anything beyond slogans. If a council can secure funds for integration strategies, for cultural programmes, for international trips, but can't guarantee its own national day at home, then something fundamental has gone seriously wrong. Now, these people are paid to represent you. These are the people who decide what survives and what quietly disappears. These people are going to tell you this is complex while your traditions vanish one by one. This didn't just happen. This was allowed to happen. Either deliberate or negligent, this is a failure of the elected representatives of the people of Dundalk and Ireland.
Yeah, I'm just looking there. The parade is back on. Yeah, I knew it was back on, but I thought I'd play this video on anyway because she does make some great points. The parade is back on now in Dundalk, apparently, thankfully. But next step is to stop the subversion, the foreigners and LGBT nonsense being promoted, fronted and centred on the day of our patron saint. I fully agree with you, Lockree. Fully agree with you. Pigs say, why is there no mention in the Dáil as to why an Irish minister went and met with him with a senior civil affairs servant, so an official meeting was convicted a child trafficker? Yeah, this is the Epstein thing again. Yeah. Well, I agree with you. I like stabbing Patrick's Day parade nowadays is like the United Nations. Complete joke. Yes, it is. Christine Walsh, mind you, if it's anything like Letterkenny parade, you should know it was St. Patrick's Day parade. Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Mute. Is my mic unmuted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked it up there. Loud Live Dundalk. And it said, Dundalk St. Patrick's Parade Committee apologises for parade upset as funding issues resolved. This is from the Dundalk Democrat, and that's just up from after 9 o'clock this morning. So it seems like, yeah, it is back on. But it's amazing how they even tried it in the first place.
Yeah. But they did try it. That's the thing. They did try it. And if there hadn't been any uproar.
I know. Okay. Thing there on, before we start on the shots, a thing on this label Germany. Now, just in case anyone missed it, because we just didn't get a chance. Show was busy the last couple of shows, so I didn't get to show it.
St. Patrick's Day has been cancelled in one of the largest towns in Ireland.
Wir haben die Antworten. Wir haben einen Plan. Wir haben einen Zukunftsplan für Deutschland, den wir in den ersten 100 Tagen einer Regierungsbeteiligung angehen. Die Grenzen lückenlos schließen und jeden illegal und ohne Papiere Einreisenden zurückweisen und eine ganz klare Ansage an alle Welt: Die deutschen Grenzen sind dicht, liebe Freunde. Sie sind dicht. Die Versorgung von Asylbewerbern von Geld auf Sachleistungen umstellen. Sozialleistungen für nicht aufenthaltsberechtigte streichen und Rückführung im großen Stil durchführen. Und ich muss Ihnen ganz ehrlich sagen, wenn es dann Remigration heißen soll, dann heißt es eben Remigration. Das Asylrecht muss endlich eingehalten werden. Asyl ist Aufenthalt auf Zeit und endet, wenn der Fluchtgrund entfällt. Versorgung von Flüchtlingen vor Ort, damit sie erst gar nicht nach Deutschland kommen. Turbo-Einbürgerung und die Verramschung des deutschen Passes, so wie es die CDU betreibt, sofort beenden. Das ist mit uns nicht zu machen. Und nach dem Vorbild der Niederlande und von Ungarn Ausstieg aus dem EU-Asylsystem. Ganz einfach. Deutschland wird unter unserer Führung aus dem EU-Asylsystem austreten. Darauf können Sie sich verlassen.
Well, she says it how it is there, doesn't she? No to asylum, no to everything else. She's that ADF party, is she? Auslander Rouse. Love that tune, I do. Mass deportations, Auslander routes. Yes. Yes. Excuse me. I just want to look something there. This is from, hang on, this is from Suzanne Delaney. Okay, I'm just gonna, I don't know whether you can see this or not, but I'm gonna read it anyway. So, yeah, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but this is Norma Foley. The state is seeking to silence children's voices in courts, Tussler court proceedings. Why is that? So I'm just going to read what Suzanne has done, because it's always good to. State seeks to silence vulnerable children in Tussler court proceedings. Why? By Suzanne Delaney. The state, through Minister for Children, Norma Foley, is blatantly seeking to silence the most vulnerable children in court proceedings with Tussler under guise of regulating GALS, G-A-L-S. What is GALS? There will also now be only 65 GALS compared to the current 96. The extent of what they are attempting to do is concerning, and it is also not necessarily legal. Under new rules, GALS will no longer be entitled to automatically have a legal representative present in court for proceedings, which limits the voice of the child, as there may be no legal person to convey particulars which would help the child to voice what is there in their own best interests, unless Minister Foley previously deems it necessary. She will also hire and fire at the minister's pleasure. This would lead one to think the state ahead of time sending a message to the GALS. It gives the feeling that they will be monitored. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just looking at it there. What is GALS? I don't know. It must be the kids itself. Something. I don't know. I'll have a look in a minute. It gives the feeling that they will be monitored, rejected, and are punished if not towing the line. As the state is also recruiting its own GALS. These NGOs are. I don't know what GALS are. So let me just. Do you know Orla? No. Orla's getting on it now. Yeah. Okay. This directly contravenes the Child Care Act 1991, so that the state is once again flouting legislation to suit their own agenda. The role of GALS was established under the Child Care Act and determines that the voice of the child is not only supposed to be paramount in court proceedings, but they must be accompanied by a person who was not employed by the state. The role of GALS has become even more vital since the Children's 2012 right to referendum, which resulted in the insertion of Article 42A into the Constitution. The reason is that the passing of the referendum, while propagandized as for the benefit of children, actually gave the state gross power regarding children, undermining parental power. Hang on. Sorry, Orla, did you find out there now?
Okay. So it's an acronym. So what it's saying to me is it means gut, arms, legs, and spine. Examination consists of 3 simple questions and a brief assessment developed to detect significant musculoskeletal abnormalities. It can be also used for other screening. So it's a medical term. It's gut, arms, legs, spine. Yeah, and it's looking for musculoskeletal abnormalities. That's what it says.
Okay. Yeah, someone's just saying it's probably it's a child spokesperson. That's what it is. Someone said it's a child spokesperson. The role of GALS has become more, parental. The association that represents GALS is AGLI, Association of Guardian Ad Litem's Ireland, and it's chaired by retired Judge Dermot Sims, who just happens to be the judge that sent it. I knew his name, that sent the now deleted files to Roderick O'Gorman in 2023 when he was the Minister for Children. Sims was a sitting judge at the time. He has criticised this latest move. I wonder, will Sims find himself out of a job soon? O'Gorman's department deleted 3 out of 4 files sent by Sims, who was raising concerns with the Minister about children under the care of Tussler. Deleting the files seemed to be an attempt to avoid accountability and limit transparency. Sims, in a letter sent to 4 government departments and several public bodies, said that said up to 130 highly vulnerable children were unsuitable and unapproved placements, such as holiday centres, hotels, and B&Bs. HICWA reports have shown that children in these placements can experience neglect, abuse, and isolation. Some SEAs have also been found to be falsifying guarded background checks for staff employed to the work with the vulnerable children. Pastor and African non-national Josie Owakambi and Karen Akawobi, who owned the Ideal Care and received almost 10 million from the state, received no actual jail time for falsifying checks despite a criminal conviction. Pastor Gerard Chimganda, also an African non-national, was found to be falsifying criminal checks. The quarters he had children given in were rat infested, and there was evidence of withholding food. He went on to receive a Business Visionary Award in 2024, and he also landed another government contract worth over €6 million to provide care for another vulnerable group, our elderly. But in returning to this issue in hand, the state appears to be implementing yet another power move in a bid to gain more control, this time by silencing the smallest but most important voices. Unfortunately, because of the way the story has been misleadingly phrased in the headlines today, few will realise that this is the case. Stop sharing. I froze. Yeah. There's what GALs are: guardians and loitum. Yeah, GALs is guardians and loitum. So it's the guardians of the kids. So if there's nobody there, they're trying to get rid of them.
Do you know what I mean? To everything else anyway that's going on. Second, third, fourth. Same as people with disability and the elderly.
Did you see the video? Did you? I wouldn't say you have seen it. I seen it today on TikTok, but some guy put it up, and there's loads of stuff in it, the Irish column and this, that, and the other. So I'll play it there now. Wait and see it. It's very good. That was a good one, wasn't it?
Let's look it up on TikTok. What's the name on it?
This is the Erie. Redden. I don't know who it is. It's Redden Nicholas. That's what it's called. REDDIN NICOLAS 1 or something.
Nicholas. Okay, hold on. All right, okay. I'm all right. She's following me. I'll follow him back. Never, it didn't seem to come up on anything. Okay, right. Do you want to start in on the vaccines now?
Everything's gone slow on me. there's that thing there, Orla, that was sent to us there.
What's this now?
That's the Are you a social enterprise led by individuals from ethnic minority, migrant or refugee communities? The Entrepreneurship Impact Fund Strand 3 offers cash grants up to €60,000 per year over 3 years and a tailored non-financial supports package. Learn more at Rethink Ireland. Rethink Ireland helped me to see that division, blah, blah, blah. Rethink Ireland are run by the government. This is what you were talking about earlier, Orla, but this is the girls that are sending that in there. Fair play to you. Thank you very much.
Will you send that on to me? So I have it. That's it.
That's it. Yeah. I knew it was. Fair play to you. Thank you very much, Mary. Was it Mary? Thank you very much. Vincent Brown. Trump kept informed about Ireland, everything. Trump is well ahead of the game with Ireland. He knows exactly what's going on. I hope it's not a woke movie. Galloway will lose the plot, lol. You cannot love God and Mammon, that's for sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have a look now at the vaccine thing. Everything has just gone really slow for some reason. It's just, yeah, it's gone mad. Okay. I play the one on the comedian fella, Rob Schneider. Hold on, I'll just go back through your stuff there and see what's there. It's gone very slow all of a sudden. Yeah. Yeah, have that. Yeah. Like what I'll do is I'll go with this young child. I think it's the child, is it? Julie Lucenti. Is that the child? Yeah. I'm just going to share this now. You'll see it. There she is there. Look, little child. Her name is Julia Lucenti. She got the Pfizer vaccine September 9, 2021. She died 16 hours after getting the Pfizer vaccine, aged 16 years old. Julia died of a heart attack 16 hours after Pfizer. Doctor diagnosed a mitral valve prolapse causing cardiac arrest. Julia's mother, Oksana, said, I saw those 2 blood clots that came out of my daughter's vein when the catheter was with adrenaline was inserted into her left arm very clearly. They were 2 clots, not liquid blood. Covered by our team and No More Science is having 80,000 views a day until the government took over our website. And here until deleted my account with 100. Julia is forever in our hearts. So that's her. That's Julia. She was one. Now, we'll put 1 or 2 of these on every other night, you know, the sort of way. But like there's hundreds of thousands of kids just like Julia. You know?
But you had the same thing here with Ava O'Brien and Roy Butler and all the many others. So there's another 3 things I sent over.
Yeah, Marcus de Brown, I have that there. This is all just reading it anyway. So I'll just this is him talking about Grok, isn't it? There's a video of Harris in it.
Mhm.
Yeah, then I'll read it. It's like everything is in slow motion here, guys. Just, yeah, and click, and nothing's happening.
What we've seen here is dehumanizing, degrading, and disgusting. It has had a real profound impact on many people in this country and indeed across the world. People who've been directly impacted, and indeed just the chilling and general disgusting feel that people have sensed from the abuse of technology and from AI, and we do need to act, and we will act. I think the committee hearings, was it yesterday, was a useful and important starting point. I think the recommendations of our AI advisory group are also good. These are the experts in this area too. That's why we convened our meeting this week. It's why the minister is due to report to government, and I will ask that the minister proactively engage with you and indeed all opposition parties, because we need to pull together on this and show that Ireland can lead in innovation, absolutely, but can also lead in protecting our values, protecting children, protecting women, and making sure the technology is never used.
Sir.
What we've seen here is dehumanizing.
He's a horrible little man, isn't he? He's just a horrible little man. But I'll have a read of this now.
You just read out, like, I know it's quite a long piece, if you just want to read out just a few bits of it.
Yeah, I'll start now. I'll be quick. This is from Marcus de Bruin. So let's be entirely clear about what is actually happening here. During the pandemic, Simon Harris's inept and pathetic management of the crisis resulted in catastrophic loss of life in nursing homes. And his government introduced and imposed policies that caused countless lives at the behest of a sinister corporate entities. They coerced the Irish people into taking a genetic vaccine that is and was entirely unnecessary, and that has caused thousands of lives, illness and sickness and diseases and cancers. The opposition, the Looney Left and Sinn Féin were fully complicit in the temporary insanity, and with the help of RTE and the heavily subsidised broadsheets, they inflicted an evil delusion upon the Irish people that has permanently undermined the inalienable human rights of every citizen. A distortion that has not been set right, because it will be used again and with a greater effect in the future. Anyone who objected to these evil people, regardless of their position or role in society, was labelled as a far-right extremist or a conspiracy theorist, etc. I was one of them. And anything they or we had to say in respect to medicine or politics or science was labelled as conspiracy or hate speech, or in the case of doctors such as me, was placed under sanction or investigation. What is crucially important is the fact that all dissent was pushed into the corner on social media, mostly X or Facebook. The fourth estate remains dominant by the same corporate or pharmaceutical stooges like Luke O'Neill, Pat Kenny and Joe Duffy, Tuberty, Bourne, etc. The presidency was hijacked and a rubber stamp installed. Now that all government detractors and all dissidents, all dissent has been herded into a corner of X, Harris and his handlers have decided to finish us off with a moral crusade that is as fake and hypocritical as the pandemic itself. Harris is concerned because himself and his colleagues are encountering, by accident or design, hideous pornography on Grok. I don't know where they're getting this pornography or seeing it. I think you have to look for this stuff to find it. Don't look for it. You won't find it. So it doesn't just jump up on your thing. Meanwhile, in reality, everybody in Ireland, young and old, has full unrestricted access to extreme pornography and to websites that openly sell prostitution services and openly exploit real women and real children. Right here at home in Ireland, under Harris's not so bloody nose, this hypocrisy was pointed out in a recent article by Gript, where it was also pointed out that Harris's government and of the woke had no trouble whatsoever in shutting down Russian media websites to protect us all from the horrible dangers of Russian political propaganda in respect of NATO wars, to secure memberships and increased arms sales throughout Eastern Europe. So what is really happening here? Harris's handlers are a little perturbed by the fact that there remains to be small pockets of resistance. The resistance lives here on X. It survives. It's good people like Patrick Walsh, John Waters, Aisling O'Loughlin, Jerry Waters, Mick McConville, Billy Ralph, Pat Morrissey, Neville Wilson, Anne McCluskey, Vincent Carroll, Louise Redgrave, Irish Cummins, Noel Boylan, Dr. Jerry Quinn, and many, many more. In my heart, I really do cry for my country, but what this unstoppable and unmitigated evil has accomplished so far, I do not know who I despise more, the evildoers or the vast throngs of my countrymen and women that have been blinded by their hypocrisy and lies. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to shut down the dissenting voices that are left on X, and that's the only place now you can tell the truth. If you start doing other stuff,
I know.
You know.
And then there was another man as well, Dr. Martin Feeney. He sadly died there, was it the last year or so. Remember, he was high up in the HSE. He was an older man. He was speaking out as well, and he died.
It's mad, isn't it? Pornographic sites are worse. Pornographic sites and letting off people suspended sentence is worse. Like, let's be honest about it, people. I have my kids' phones locked down, but they still, if they wanted to, they could probably go see this stuff. It's readily available, you know what I mean? And let's be honest, Facebook and Meta were letting pedophiles promote their kids on it, you know what I mean, for other pedophiles. You know what I mean? That's what that was happening. It was happening on Snapchat. So, you know, Angela Leggett, you're 100% right, Paul. That porn stuff never, ever just pops up on Twitter. I've never seen it. So, yes, you must be looking for it. Yeah, of course they're lying. As the Git said in his last post the other day, I seen it the other day. I think we played it the other day. Unless you're looking for it, it's not going to come up on your feeds. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, you know. Like, subs, share, folks. Yeah, we're nearly finished, lads. We're nearly finished. We've not heard from him or child porn on the internet. Sorry, or what?
There's another two, Nicholas and that comedian guy, Rob.
Yeah, I'm going to play that there now. I'm just going through these. Paul, you are banging the mouse. You're baiting that mouse again. Sorry, Brady, but it's. I'm going to be honest with you. My head is like going slow and this way. I can see it. It's weird looking. I'm like Mr. Softy, you know, the soft mint man. But yeah, I'm going to play this one here. This is Nicholas Herschel, two of the largest COVID-19 vaccine safety studies ever conducted. 184 million people confirmed that they are not safe for human use. Okay. Right, let's start this now. Yeah, I'll just share this and we start this. I love this guy. Just making sure I didn't put it down. No, I didn't. Okay, let's go.
Go over two massive studies that kind of just throw the whole safe and effective narrative out of the water. So the two largest COVID vaccine safety studies ever conducted, the first one's by Fuxova and colleagues. This had 99 million people in it. They found 500% increased risks of myocarditis, 300% increased risks of spinal cord inflammation, which can be permanently disabling. It can cause paralysis, and about 200.
It was transverse myelitis?
Yes, transverse myelitis.
Yeah.
And so we have all these things. Yeah. And then we have the second largest vaccine safety study ever conducted, which was published a few weeks ago. That had 85 million people in it and had a control group. So it's about 40 million vaccinated, 40 million weren't. It was a meta-analysis. They found 300% increased risks of heart attack. They found 200% increased risks of arrhythmias. they found about 250% increased risk of stroke. And so now we have the largest population sizes ever studied that were vaccinated, and we find these massive risks.
Wow, that was some study, I have to say. That's coming from the McCullough Foundation.
Yes, they're very good.
But there you go, people. Like, get yourself checked out. I'm being honest with you. Like, I know people, and I'm going to say it again. I keep banging on this drum about the cancer and this, that, and the other. I had a friend died. I had a friend who was diagnosed with cancer with 6 months to live, and he was dead 3 weeks later. Turbo cancer. Boom. Straight through him. Killed him. I know another girl, the same thing happened to. Every funeral you go to, you're hearing about different people dying of cancer and turbo cancers and kids, younger kids. It is horrible. It is really horrible. What's this guy saying? I reckon Musk shook things up and saw there is profit in truth as long as they control. Musk's son was destroyed by woke. I reckon he's on a mission to revenge and self-reflection. Yeah, well, his son is his daughter now or whatever. Yeah, it's disgusting. Turn the population against itself. That's exactly what they're doing. They need to shut down all the truth, especially as the dogs on the streets are talking about the excess deaths and cancers. During this pandemic, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram were censoring the truth. Yes, they were. I was put off Facebook. I was put off Twitter. Every other month, I was getting a ban just for telling the truth. Chris Bourne, Orla, I think Paul Bain 166 are giving him the power to be ahead of time. Yeah. World Hijab Day, while hundreds of women being tortured and murdered for removing the hijab in the Middle East. Where are the feminists and the NGOs again? Shower of hypocrites. It's about control. Did you see Danny Tommy video on finding a migrant phone? No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Also, Instagram. Yeah, John Flynn. Paul and Orla can get a word in for a change. Paul and Orla can get a word in for a change. Yeah, because Martin's not here. Saw that, Trish. Why don't you delete social media? Okay, I don't know what to talk about there. I got a few. The phone full of pictures of people's children. No way. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. Giving out about Musk, but remember, he closed down thousands of child. Since when he took over Twitter. Yes, he did. Conspiracy theorists don't get myocarditis. Exactly. What's the difference between a conspiracy theory and true life? About 16 months. That's, yeah. Yeah, I don't trust medically professional anymore. I don't either, lads. I haven't been to the doctor since my doctor actually died in the amount of time it is since I've seen him. So I had to get a new doctor and the whole lot. So, yeah. I'm going to play this one then. I'm just going to play this and 154.
There's no sound. There's no sound.
Tell me if you have sound now.
Time for me to have a dozen years ago to know about this particular thing. Recommended, as everyone said, it was safe. And I just remember being with this one director whose wife was a TV doctor, one of those TV doctors. As director, we were going to make a movie together, and they just had a beautiful new baby. And I said, well, what shots did you give the baby? She said, none. I said, what? She said, yeah, they're too small to absorb those toxins right now. They don't have an immune system. They have an external immune system. Their mother's breast milk. Yes. And I said, well, why do you tell other people to get it? He said, well, that's up to them. So I never forgot that, because it wasn't up to them. Because it wasn't up to them, because you had to go to school. When we went to school, it was like 3 shots. Now, it's staggering. It's 72 different doses. Of 16 different vaccines before the age of 6. And we're wondering, why is there? And people go, I can't have anything to do with it. I can't have anything to do with it. Are you nuts? So,
sorry, that just kept buffering there for some reason. The internet's gone mental. Everything has gone mental here, to be honest with you.
For the last while.
Weird.
We're going to be finishing up now anyway. Can we just quickly play the video on the local honey?
Yeah.
I'm here with James from Malone's Fruit Farm. So James, you have some Carlow honey. So what are the benefits to the honey?
Benefits of having local honey is very good for allergies. For people with certain allergies, taking a spoonful a day all year round can have a great effect on allergies. Also very good for your sore throats, colds, flus. It's and builds up an immune system is very good as well for honeys. Some people it works 100%, other people it works 20%. So it varies from person to person how effective it is.
And you don't need to even take an awful lot of it.
No. A small spoonful a day, all year round. For hay fever sufferers can have a big effect, especially if you're allergic to the pollens. Because what happens is you're getting a small amount of the pollens into your system every day, so it builds up your immunity towards them. Yeah, again, if you're allergic to something, what it does again is you're getting small doses all the time, which is kind of an immunotherapy that you're building up your resistance to it. So then when the pollens come out in force in the summertime, your system is used to it.
100%. Listen, thank you so much, James. That's great information. Thank you.
Fair play to James, yeah, that's it. And it's right to get the honey.
So James is with Malone's Fruit Farm, which is down in Carlow. But and I did an interview with him there recently, so I was back there on Saturday chatting to him again. So I said I might do a few little like pick something and do a little 1 minute video on it. So I think for anyone that has allergies, this is probably a really good time to start on your local honey, right? Because it'll build up that resistance before the summertime, because it's probably a little bit late starting it maybe in May. So maybe if people start now. Now, a jar of his honey, I'd say it was a good size, but that size, it's a tenner. And all you take is like a teaspoon of it. That's it. So it'll last you a while. And and I was saying to people as well, there's a lot of honey out there. You have to be careful to make sure it's real. And the way you know it's real is you put a spoonful of honey in a bowl and you pour hot water over it and you swirl it round. And if it's real honey, you'll see the honeycomb actually appear. And that's how you know it's real honey. There's probably a lot of fake honey, like everything else out there,
Yeah, I got some. I got a tub of it. about that size. Big tub of it there off my neighbour about 2.5 years ago. And I'd been taking it, like there was like wax over it, you know what I mean? I had to break into it. Oh man, it was the most beautiful honey, you know. I used to take one every day, yeah, every day. And I used to take it in my tea as well. It was lovely.
Mm.
Bacteria can live in honey. I am correct in saying that, lads. I don't really know, but I know honey doesn't go off. Angela Leggett, thanks Charlotte and Paul for doing the show on a bank holiday. Hope everyone remembers your hard work when it's time to vote. Yeah, listen. I love doing this on a Sunday night, like, you know what I mean? I suppose it gets me out, doesn't it? Or keeps me in, one or the other. But we are going to do the live one. We were going to have a meeting today, to be honest with you, and we were going to try and do it from where we were doing the meeting, and it was just, it was a bit, you know, we were having to bring in an awful lot of stuff, and I'm going to buy one of these. I don't know whether you've seen them on TikTok. Have you seen them? The triple screen, where you sit your laptop on it and you have 3 screens, because I have 3 screens here. I have 3 big screens here. Like these are 28-inch screens. They're yours, there's 3 of them. And like I'm boxed in, there's one either side of me and one in the middle, you know what I mean? But they're too big to be carrying around with you. But if I got this yoke off, I think it's 50 quid, I might buy it. We'll see how much I get in tonight. We'll see how much we can get in, and we might buy this thing for the show. But it's great. I can sit anywhere, just open up the 3 screens, and I can do the show from anywhere, you know what I mean? And, you know, that's basically it. But, yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
So, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I was in Kilkenny the last couple of days, and I have a load of videos lined up now, so I'm trying to space things out a bit. But I have, like, I met some craft people, and my God, we do not emphasize enough the talent that we have in this country is phenomenal. And I actually have a lovely interview, because I didn't know if he'd do it with me. And he was 83 years old, and he's a goldsmith, like a silversmith. And oh yeah, like once I got him talking, then he was grand. Like, you know, I was thinking, oh, he probably won't, because you know the way you'd be thinking, at his age, he wouldn't be interested in social media, like. But and he made the Sam Cup, Sam Maguire. So
the Sam Cup, it just goes to show you're not into the football. The Sam Cup. Catherine Walsh is asking, Orla, is it not cold water? Would hot water not melt it?
No, it was hot water. Now, it might need to be boiling water, but it was warm water. Yeah, no, it was warm water, because it showed it swishing it around. You know, and it was kind of starting to dissolve it a bit, and that's how you could see the honeycomb on it. But like, anyway, go back to what we're going to lose. These people, whether it's pottery, making soaps, you know, candle making. I mean, I came across this woman. Oh my God, she was unbelievable. And I kept saying to her, I said, you are amazing. And she was just, oh no, I just love what I do. Love what she does. It was really funny. I walked into the shop, right? And because I just happened to go see this lady initially, right? And I was brought from, like, she brought me into one of the shops, then they brought me into the next shop, then they brought me into, and I was like being brought around. It was amazing. But I end up in this lady, right? And she does restoration and upcycling and all that sort of stuff. Oh my God, the talent she has is amazing. You know, like the old tins, you know, like we'd say that sweet tins, tobacco tins, she has them all done up. She fixes jewelry. She does, like we'd say, you know, if you had small pieces of furniture, like maybe a little coffee table, if you had maybe, like, you know, the wooden jewelry boxes and things like that, you know, maybe that your granny had, she does all them up. But the funniest part was, I have it featured in the video, right? I walked in, and who was she working on? I said, Jason, oh, I know somebody's going to get out for me for saying that. Oh, no, actually, I'm going to be using his name. It was Jesus himself was there. She was fixing him, a statue of him. And I swear to God, the talent, like, she was showing the picture of him before, and I was like, oh my God. Then there was Saint Bernadette, there was statue of Saint Bernadette that had broken. And again, like that, I couldn't see. I was like, I don't see where she been put back together. Like, you don't realize the talent of people we have out there. that is not even being like highlighted enough, you know?
Or are you talking about our actual Dublin Sam Maguire Cup?
He made it.
Did you meet any new friends from me? No, did you find anyone? I thought you were looking for a date for me for me prom or whatever. Are you still out looking for women for me?
Up with people. It's not dating. I'm too busy. I don't have time to be setting you up with people. I'm not running a dating business.
Okay. Well, I look after myself, don't worry. Yeah, bought 8 legs of venison for 250. What's that too, dear? Very good, man. Yeah.
And Barry, go down to Castle Yard. Like you'll know what I'm talking about down there. Unbelievable. The craft shops that are down there.
Paul, this gives a whole new meaning to a running mate. Yeah. I'm looking for a running mate. Let's just say that, Angela. A running mate. Right, Orla. I did pull up something there. I just wanted to play something there. This is Sean Meehan is very sick at the moment, as far as I know. And life in Ireland at present seems to be hard. Our most vulnerable and our citizens who are trying to get on with their lives. I am very sad that Sean's health is now under strain. I am not surprised. He has put up a mighty fight and he's still in the ring. It's David and Goliath. So get well soon, Sean O'Connor. So,
okay.
Go on.
Des Bourne is a master silversmith, and in 1988 he made the replica of the 1927 Sam Maguire Cup, which has been used ever since. And I have the interview with that man.
Wow, well done, Orla.
He is an absolute gentleman to talk to.
Yeah, my sound has gone very low. Yeah, listen, lads, we're getting hockey day over here.
Yeah.
We're at the dropping a load of we're up to over 800 there. We're at the dropping down to 400 and odd now, really, really quick. Like it just went boom, gone. So on that note, I think we will. What did you say?
We're finished now anyway, so.
Well, okay. It just all it is for me to say is thank you very much, Orla, for coming on this evening and doing what you do. I will drop you down. I'll change my background. Boom. There we go. Orla, thank you very much. Christina saying my sound is very low. I'll drop you down. Christina is saying my sound is very low. The interference tonight for sure. Enjoyed the crack, lads. Sheepdog, right, lads. I'm away. You're all great people. Keep the faith. Great channel. Thanks for the community. No problem. Yes, Chris, probably RTE trying to do it. Somebody's trying to do us. You know what I mean? Someone's definitely trying to do us. Thank you, Paul and Orla. It's the Jews. It's the Jews. Oh, God. Okay. I'm just going to throw this up again, just so. Oh, God, it's the Jews. It's always the Jews, isn't it? So, yeah, people, I'll just throw that up there just before we finish up. And I'll make myself smaller. There you go. If you can buy us a coffee, please do. Thank you very much for everyone who does donate and everyone who does buy us a coffee. Thanks for all the hard work, lads. Much appreciated. Yeah, no problem. That's grand. No sweat. We're here to help. We're here to talk. We're here. It's good to talk. So I'll stop sharing that. And as I say every night, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.